Hey, you beautiful twin flames, and welcome back to Tarot for You 444. I'm so delighted to have you with me today because I have a really special reading to give you. So, whether you're a twin flame or not, it won't matter. I've got psychic messages for those of you who've clicked onto this video at this time. And this is going to be called my treasure box reading. So during the reading, I'm going to be writing and I'm going to be talking as well. And I want you to understand that this is all part of the reading. Okay, so you're going to see me writing little messages and putting them into the box here. And I'm also going to be giving you psychic messages on the way. So let me just take a moment to tap in now to the collective. I want you to make it your intention to get the messages that you seek at this time, as many of you have been going through, I wouldn't say a difficult time, but a feeling of melancholy, a feeling of malaise, or a feeling of, I want to say, waiting. Okay, so let me get stuck into this right now. Be patient as the messages come through. Some will resonate for you and some won't resonate for you. So I'm seeing a beautiful yellow soap, or perhaps a soap that is covered with flowers, or smells like the fragrance of flowers in someone's bathroom. And I really feel that the person who I'm talking about now has been giving themselves a lot of self-care, a lot of nurture, and is feeling kind of, I want to say the word Cleopatra-like. And I feel like they're spending a lot of time in, like doing beautiful things. So making sure they smell good, making sure they brush their hair. I'm getting long black hair, which could be the person I'm talking about, or a friend of the person, but I'm pretty sure it's the person I'm talking about. Now I feel like that this woman feels as though she has this goddess energy. So perhaps there's a past life connection to Cleopatra or someone like it. And I feel like gold is really important. I also feel like, having the nails done and looking beautiful around friends is also really important. This woman has got her eye on somebody, and I feel like the man doesn't know how much she loves him. So she might need to be a little bit more obvious about how she goes. Maybe there's a circle of friends and they're all friends, and she's been a little bit standoffish with him. So that's what I'm getting here. I also feel there's a man watching here tonight who has dark hair and dark eyes, and perhaps he has a different culture to where he belongs within the country he lives. So let's say, it could be something like an Italian living in the United Kingdom or something like that. And I feel like this man has a lot of attention from women, but he only longs for one woman. And this woman has captured his heart in ways that he can't really be sure of. He doesn't know why he loves her. In fact, he feels as though he could never love another. So there's this real longing feeling here coming from this man. So take it how it resonates for you. Either this man could be in love with you, or you are this man listening today on this channel. And you'll know who you are, because I feel like you have a little bit of an infatuation by your teeth. You like to make sure your smile looks good. And you also like to make sure that your eyebrows are kind of, you know, trimmed or manicured nicely before you go out, because you have really beautiful brown eyes. I'm also seeing that sometimes there can be a moustache here, and sometimes, you know, it's just kind of stubble or, you know, dots of hair on the moustache part there. The next message coming through is about someone who loves baking. And I feel like this woman has got a real affinity for cakes, loves working with cakes, really enjoys capturing her essence of her soul within baking. Now, what's going on with this woman is that even though she has a bit of a sweet tooth herself, she also has a feeling of being, you know, left out of the crowd because she feels like she's plump or too fat, or that she doesn't fit in some kind of other way. And so she uses baking to soothe herself and to soothe those around her. I find it interesting that she uses cooking as an escape, because usually someone would do something that's untoward, maybe drinking or, you know, taking drugs, etc. But she's not doing it for that reason. She's kind of doing it so that she doesn't focus on the self. So I'm here to tell you today, if this is you, or even perhaps someone you know, that it's okay to be exactly who you are, and it's fine to, you know, allow yourself to feel into others, as long as you feel that they are good for you. Okay, so this message here is a really important message to women who are listening today. Perhaps there is something you don't like about yourself, you know, whether that's your body or a certain part of you, that, you know, a behavior that you don't like that you're trying to change. I want you to come into knowing that you are a sovereign being, and that God made you, God, Allah, Buddha, whoever you believe in, source energy, whoever it is you believe in, made you exactly the way you're supposed to be. So there's this overlying theme here about having to look good for people, and it's not necessary. I mean, it's nice to make sure you look nice when you know, whether you're at home or whether you're going out in public, but it's really unnecessary to pander to someone else's needs. Okay, especially if you're going and, you know, having something manufactured, you know, like Botox or breast implants and things like this. It's really unnecessary to do this to fit in. So everyone has a free will, and if you're feeling some kind of way about your body, perhaps you might want to do a one-on-one counseling session with me so I can help you through that. The other message that's coming through here is I'm getting someone who's really kinky. Okay, so I'm seeing leather pants, leather boots, perhaps even some form of BDSM, which is, I guess you could say 50 Shades of Grey is BDSM, but this is someone who is into that kink as a femdom. So as a dominant feminine, you know, the whole leather pants I'm seeing, perhaps even a short hairstyle, and really sassy, you know, red lipstick, and perhaps even with toys on the wall or something like that. But it's this really sassy kind of feel, and I feel like she thought she was perhaps a lesbian at one time, but now understands that she's more of a masculine woman, and so identifies with being the masculine side of this distinctive kink of BDSM. So this is an interesting one, because I feel that the person who's listening today with relation to this, you know, obviously may not write in the comments about, yeah, that's me, but I feel like this has been related to hormonal issues for some time. Perhaps the menstrual cycle has been different. Perhaps there's been some kind of testosterone, estrogen affliction, and I feel like the balance of hormones is why there's been so much thought about the sexuality, and that perhaps a look into the diet is going to be important. So if this is you, you can full on contact me and I'll steer you in the right direction. So this person is not having an issue. BDSM is not the issue. Obviously, that's just a kink. But this is the issue of the sexuality is related to hormones rather than, you know, a mental conflict in their mind. Okay, so that was the next message. I'm now getting the name Benny or Benjamin, and I'm also seeing this drug habit that's been quite out of control in the past, someone trying to bring it down, someone trying to nip it in the bud so that they can continue on with a relationship that they've been trying to have in a emotional way with someone, in a dating kind of way. Now, this is really kind of yucky as I delve into the energy, because this person has really struggled with addiction. And I feel that the woman listening today, who may know who I'm talking about, has tried to help Benny or Benjamin through this difficult time, and is kind of really worried that something's going to happen to Benny or Benjamin. So the message here, if this message is for you, is that Benjamin needs to go to rehab, a rehabilitation center that specializes in addiction, because it's so great. And great meaning because it's so big. The addiction is so big. I'm also seeing perhaps this man has tried to harm himself in the past, And this is why it's so scary for whoever's listening today, because it seems that, you know, when the addiction gets really bad, we maybe have this bipolar action that goes on. And this is dangerous to life. So he needs to go into a rehabilitation center. I feel like whoever's listening today may have tried to, you know, have Benny on the couch, or, you know, tried to help him in some kind of way like that. But the problem is the addiction's so great that he needs to go to rehabilitation as soon as possible. Okay, so the next message is all about someone who loves the ocean. Someone who loves the ocean, loves the turtles, loves the dolphins, perhaps wears, you know, shells around their neck, or perhaps even wears, like, you know, a hula dress or something like that. It's this real oceanic feel. And I feel as though whoever I'm talking to today connects in with, you know, that whole mermaid feel, or even some of the Disney movies, you know, with characters like Ariel, and perhaps even Atlantis, I'm hearing. So this person's favorite color would be blue, and perhaps there's greens and yellows and tones of red within there as well. But I feel like they have some kind of craft or some kind of journey that relates to dance or even movement. So whoever's listening here, this passion is going to help a lot of people, is going to be healing to a lot of people, and is going to bring justice to your karma, in fact. So I feel like in some other past lives, you may have been hard done by a little bit. You may be feeling a little bit melancholy in this life, but this is going to bring you forward, and it's going to propel you in so many ways that you never thought possible. It's a very feminine energy. It's a very beautiful energy, nurturing. I'm even hearing like the yoni, which can also be related to feminine sexuality and sacred sexuality. The next one, the next message I'm getting is related to someone who is African American, a woman who is African American and is very angry at the world. Feels like she's been hard done by, feels like she needs to be cold with people, feels like she needs to, I'm not even going to say the word cold, I'm going to say like iron, be like iron so nothing can penetrate. I feel like there's a lot of loss here financially, and I also feel like there's a lot of karma that needs clearing. I feel like if it's past life, it's going to be black magic. If it's not past life, it's going to be, you know, I've been in the wrong place at the wrong time. I've been hanging around with people who don't serve me. I've been really unlucky is what the message is coming through here. The soul is trying to get through to this person's ego, but the ego always seems to win. This person is really in the mind space, really in the third dimensional reality, trying to reach out into the fifth dimensional consciousness, but having a really difficult time doing it. You know, going back into anger, going back into madness, going back into sadness, going back into frustration. And these behaviors are completely opposite to what they're trying to achieve. And so as this person gets so angry and frustrated with the world around them, they cause more anger and frustration to come towards them, including financial losses. Financial losses is a very big one here. The next one I'm getting is a twin flame couple who are in separation but still talk to one another from time to time. There's a lot of anger here from the feminine because he is with someone else. She can't understand why he won't choose her, because she feels like she has so much to offer him, and he just doesn't seem to get it. He's kind of all about the social standing, or I need to do right by my family kind of vibe. And so he denies her in so many ways. And I feel like her heart is really breaking here. I really do. I feel like she continually overthinks it. And in the overthinking of it, she repels him in a way. Okay, the next person that's coming through is a woman that loves peaches and ice cream. This is really funny. I feel like it's, you know, like if you see someone eating a really beautiful, yummy dessert, this person just thinks that peaches and ice cream is it. And for some of you who are going, this isn't me, it may be relevant because there may be some relevance to the name Peaches and Cream, or even to the old-fashioned band Peaches and Herb, if you've ever heard of them. They did a song called Reunited. And the words are reunited because it feels so good. Reunited because we understood. We both are so excited because we're reunited. Yeah. I don't know why that means something for someone, but it will. The next person I'm seeing has a black dog. This black dog is kind of like a Labrador. Maybe not a Labrador, but something similar. Labrador, Rottweiler, something in between. Maybe I don't know, don't quote me on the dog breeds, but it's a short-haired dog which wags its tail a lot, and I feel like it goes running near water somewhere and loves, I don't know, loves ducks or loves geese. And this person, I feel like it's a feminine energy, really feels connected to this dog as if the dog is, you know, a person. And there's this reliance that she has on this dog, and perhaps there's another dog as well. I'm getting there's more than one, but this particular dog she loves with all her heart. And I feel like this friendship is wonderful, but I also want to tell her that she needs to go out more, because the dog is going to bring in some wonderful friends, including perhaps a love interest here. Really interesting. I feel like there's someone here who recently lost their mother. This is also a feminine energy who recently lost their mother. They feel that they can't speak to anyone like they did with their mother. And it's really bothering them because they have questions that they never asked their mother. And it makes them feel quite alone. I also feel like there's this feeling of an empty house. Whether or not she's in an empty house is debatable, but it feels like she's in an empty house. So perhaps she's married or not. Take it how it resonates, but the feeling in the house feels empty and lonely. And I feel like she has something special from her mother that she holds or looks at quite often, and perhaps even photographs as well. And I feel like she's been trying to communicate with her mother for a really long time, but perhaps isn't in touch with her psychic abilities or intuitive abilities enough to know how to do that. And there's something about tomatoes, mum and tomatoes, or tomato sauce, or a bolognese sauce, or something like that. Perhaps mum either loved cooking Italian food or has some kind of Italian heritage here. I'm getting a really beautiful boat. It's like a yacht or something like that. And I feel like someone's been dreaming about this boat. I feel like it's a dream of going on a boat with their twin flame. It's definitely a love thing. It's definitely a love for being out on the ocean, and also a love for the twin flame. And I feel like this is like an imagination or a dream that comes, and as I'm tapping in, I can almost smell the ocean and feel the love that this person has for the ocean and for their twin flame. It's very beautiful. I'm now tapping into someone who had a grandfather in the war, in a war. Someone who was highly decorated, someone who was very well loved by the family, and I feel as though maybe the family have followed in the same footsteps of being in the military, or of connecting with, those military vibes. Now, the person I'm talking to today may love cheese a lot and may also feel somewhat lonely because their family is in this military lifestyle. So it could be the Air Force, the Navy, or even the Army, police force perhaps. It's more military than police force, but I feel like this person feels as though they've needed to be strong for a really long time, and it's been a lonely road because everyone seems so regimented in the family, because that's kind of the military way. The next person I want to tap into is definitely a twin flame someone who's been watching my channel for a long time, and I feel like they have some kind of illness, some kind of something to do with food, and I feel like they get tired a lot. You know, maybe they want to lie down a lot. Maybe their body's not behaving in the way it used to be, and it's frustrating them because they want to get up and go, you know, but this health situation is making it really difficult. So this person has way too much dairy product, and also not enough green vegetables. I want to say green vegetables, yeah. I feel like they also indulge in sweets from time to time, even though they know they shouldn't. And this is causing anxiety and some depression for this person. So the message for this person is that you perhaps need to get a reading done, or perhaps need to have a different tool for self-motivation that's not so lazy, as in not lazy in a derogatory way, but I feel like, you know, whatever you're doing to relax is kind of making the problem worse because there's no movement involved. So I feel like perhaps you meditate or pray or do something like that, but you actually need to move. You actually need to do yoga, or go walking, or do something that brings your body some movement. So these are the psychic messages coming through in random. And as I've been talking to you, I've also been writing down psychic messages that are coming through. And some of you are going to resonate with these messages. So I've got a few more that I just want to write now on this piece of paper. So just bear with me. So as I'm doing that, I want to talk to you about where this channel is headed in the future, so that you know. And if you've been a long time viewer, you'll know that I've got all sorts of readings that I do. And I also like to bring the gang in and kind of use them for concepts and things like that. So my focus is going to be on twin flames primarily, and also on, I'm going to now bring in soulmates. So it's going to be the spiritual concept of, you know, if you were going to go dating, what you need to know, the pitfalls of that, or the the wonderful nuances of that. And I really feel like this is going to help you in some kind of way, because there's going to be a lot of concepts and messages within these readings. I also feel that many of the divine feminines that I'm speaking to don't give themselves enough credit, don't allow themselves to speak freely, don't allow themselves to spoil themselves, you know, whether that be, you know, I don't know, going and getting their hair cut, or I don't know, getting a psychic reading, or you know, buying that dress that they really want to do. I feel like many of you don't do that. So that's the next message I want to say. That you need to allow yourself to feel joy in this world, because we really are defined by the fear that's being bred on social media and on the news. And we really are being defined by body image and by the people who we hang around with. And this is a problem because many of you are sovereign beings who know how beautiful you are in your heart space, who know how kind you are in your heart space, and yet you've been used by so many different people, or you've been hurt by people. And so it's about having discernment and understanding that without discernment, you're going to be really living a life that is for other people and not for you. So I've just got a few more messages here, and then I'm going to pull 10 messages out tonight. I'm going to keep this little box going for next time I do these psychic treasure chest messages for you. Okay. Now, if something didn't come up tonight for you, of course, you can book a reading with me, and I can do a specific reading that's just for you. I also want to say that many of you really do need to get a negative energy clearing with me when you can. It's going to, I don't know, I'll tell you what other women say about it and other men say about it that have had it, is that there's blocks that move out of the way that feels like the energy is lighter, that feels like you are luckier, that feels like perhaps something that wasn't healed before is now healed, that feels like that person, place or situation that wasn't coming towards you is now coming towards you. That feels as though you are moving forward in your life and not stuck anymore. Some also say that their positivity changes, that they feel more positive. And that they feel as though their ego perhaps isn't in control or taking the reins as much. Some have had miracles occur with way of health as well. And that's been really beautiful to witness, you know, from my point of view. If you feel like you need an energy clearing with me, just contact me via email and I'll send you the link for payment. Alternatively, if you are a twin flame and you want to do my twin flame system, I'll let you know that that's available in modules now, so you can pay as you go. And also, I want to tell you that you are really, really invited to contact me if you're struggling. And if you don't know what you need, you're more than welcome to contact me. So I've been talking kind of slow because I've been also writing these messages down. So what I want to do now, this is my treasure chest of messages here that I've been writing the whole time we've been doing this reading. So I'm going to shake them around a bit. And then we're going to get some more messages. I'm going to pick 10. And then we'll see what comes out. 1, 2. Actually, I'm guided to get 11 because that's the twin flame number, right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There it is, number 11. Okay, so take what resonates and leave the rest. Okay, so for this person, someone in your life is being heartless. Someone isn't caring about you. Someone is making you feel perhaps ashamed of who you are, or that you're not good enough in some kind of way. I also feel like that person is really mean. So perhaps you need to step away from that person. There's a need for some of you to do some sage or clearing within your homes. Perhaps you had a visitor, or or you're in a home and you've never cleansed it before in a spiritual kind of way. So this is guiding you to perhaps go online and buy some sage if you don't already have some, and clear that room or that space. Someone here someone here is in their ego, and you'll know you're in your ego because you'll be angry, you'll be sad, you'll be judgmental, you'll be angry, you'll be feeling perhaps as though you need to be right. So I want you to take a step back if this is you, and take some time out to really take a look inside and see if you are making other people feel uncomfortable by way of your words or your actions or your deeds in any kind of way. That's not for all of you, of course. Okay, someone recently had something go flat. Something battery operated went flat. Perhaps it's in the kitchen, perhaps it's a, like a tool that you use, or maybe your husband or partner or a friend uses, but something battery operated recently, stopped because it needed new batteries. And the message for you today is that you need to take more time to recharge your own batteries. I feel like your stress levels are high. Some of you need healing at this time, a spiritual cleansing. Like I said, I'm offering negative energy removals at this time. Some of you really desperately need those, and others of you have got physical issues that may also be affected by how you're feeling. Your emotions are really tied into how you're feeling. There's a need to look at diet for some of you, and also a need for rest. I feel like the cortisol levels or the stress levels are really high for some of you, and we need to bring them down. Now, one of you, or one or more of you listening today, likes love heart candy, or maybe as a child used to eat love heart candy, and they're the candies that are in a love heart, different colors, pinks, oranges, greens, and there'd be messages on them. There's a message for you today to say that you need to heal some of your inner child wounds, You desperately have issues from the past that you need to connect into and work on. The next message is for someone that doesn't like to spend money very much because they worry about the bills, I think. But that crystal that you've been wanting to buy has your name all over it. And even if you have to buy it in stages, you know, maybe put it on lay-by or afterpay or something like that, you're being guided by Spirit to do that now. This message is coming from Spirit and is connected to that song. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. So that's for one of you. A really important message today. Someone in Spirit is thinking of you and singing that song to you, and perhaps as a child you really loved that song, or it had a meaning for you. The next message here is, if you live near the beach, Spirit are telling you to collect some shells. They're going to bring some wonderful energies into your home. And if you can go for a trip to the beach, collecting a few shells and bringing them home is going to be really soothing for you, and it's going to make you feel good. So yeah, that's a really beautiful message for one of you, one or more of you actually there. Someone doesn't like eating broccoli, and Spirit are saying that you should, because it's full of nutrients and vitamins that your body needs, especially if you've been having tummy upsets. It's really good for calming you down, and it's great for people who suffer anxiety as well. So that's the message there. And the lucky last message, oh no, we have two more. Okay. The next message is chains. I'm getting that song, chains, my baby's got me locked up in chains, and there ain't no something that I can do. Whoa, these chains of love got a hold on me, yeah. I think it's a Beatles song, and I've got some of the lyrics wrong, but it's something about being locked up in chains. It could be a sexual reference, or it could be a reference to someone that likes to wear chains, but I'm getting silver chains there. The message is clear. You need to break free from the sadness, from the depression, from the things you keep telling yourself that you can't do, and stop worrying about what other people think, and break free. Someone recently had fish for dinner, and you are being told that you love cats. It's something about cats here, and that you need to buy a cat. You've been thinking about getting a cat, but this particular cat that you're going to get in the future, or in the near future, is going to have kind of weird, you know, speckles on its face. So let's say it's black and white, you know, it might have a half black and white face, and then there might be, you know, just one drop of black or white on its face or something like that. But there's a special cat that is going to come into your life soon, and you know who you are because you recently had a fish dinner, and there would have been either lemon or peas on the plate as well. Wow. So these are your treasure chest, or your treasure box I don't know, treasure chest, treasure box. I think it's more of a box, but I think I'll call it a treasure chest reading. I really enjoyed doing this with you all. Let me know in the comments if it resonates. Of course, some of you might have personal things that you don't want to say in there, but most of you, I think, may even have a YouTube comment name or commenter name that, it doesn't tell people who you are anyway. So let me know how it resonates for you. If you want to get a private reading, I do 30-minute, 45 or 1 hour readings. I also have my twin flame system. I have a course on how to start your own online business, and I do negative energy removals as well. So to get in contact with me, just go down to the description box below and email me, and we'll go from there. And I look forward to hearing from some of you soon. And yeah, at the moment the wait time for readings is about 48 to 72 hours. But if you come across this reading, this is a timeless reading. So, if I made this in May of 2021, which it is now, and you come across it in, 5 years time, it's still going to resonate for you in some kind of way. So thank you for sharing your time with me. I hope you have a really beautiful day, night, afternoon, evening, or morning, wherever you are in the world. And I'll see you all real soon. Bye, everyone. Bye.